Dive into the world of flavors and delight. Every drop brings health and fuels our fight. Coffee, the ultimate treat. Podcast takes the lead, where each brew inspires and plants the seed. Now let's explore curiously with our taste buds and ears, with every delightful sip with the host.
Not your average coffee drink. I mean, it literally means cut in Spanish because the steamed milk, get this, cuts through the sharp intensity of the espresso. It makes it smoother, just balanced, a true harmony in a tiny glass.
Right, but it's not frothy like, say, a cappuccino, right? It's just, how do I put this, a silky, smooth layer of steamed milk?
Exactly, no foam mountain here, just milk and espresso 50-50, and it's not some fancy 7-step process either, just straight up simplicity. Pull your espresso shot, steam your milk, pour it in, done.
Simple, but it sounds like it's packing a punch. Flavor-wise, that 1-to-1 ratio gives a boost. Yeah?
Big time. It's kind of a favorite among my cafe crowd. You know, customers who would pop in, looking all rushed, usually with like 5 minutes to spare before they were off. They'd grab a Cortado because it's quick, straight to the point.
Makes sense. It's efficient, not too much milk to drown the espresso, just enough to even it out, but still lets that bold coffee flavor shine, right?
Nailed it. Imagine you're having an intense day, juggling 100 things. You don't need a venti latte to drown you in sugar. You just need this little Cortado saying, mate, here's your caffeine, now go crush it.
I like that. It's the coffee drink for people who don't have time to waste, but still want quality.
Yeah, and I think it's also about savoring the experience. Like, just because it's small doesn't mean you can't pause for a moment and enjoy the bold flavor wrapped in, well, silky milk. You know what I mean?
You know, speaking of savoring that moment, it's fascinating how caffeine isn't just about waking up or staying awake. Turns out it can actually sharpen your cognitive edge, boosting memory, focus, and attention. Perfect if you're managing a busy life or, say, building your own business.
Absolutely, and I think it's more than that. It's the mood boost too. Caffeine's this sneaky little dopamine trigger, right? So, along with focus, it's keeping you in a good headspace. That's exactly why my cafe customers kept coming back for another cup, I reckon.
And that good headspace translates to productivity. I've noticed that when I take a moment to really enjoy a Cortado during those chaotic work days where it's just meeting after meeting, it's like hitting a reset button for my brain. Just a 5-minute pause to, breathe and recharge.
Oh, totally. And that's kind of like what coffee's always been about for me, making it your moment. But let's not forget the health side. Moderate coffee drinking, like a daily Cortado, has been linked to lowering risks for things like type 2 diabetes or even certain heart issues. It's not just a comfort drink. It's got these, real benefits baked in.
Not to mention the antioxidants. Coffee's actually one of the richest sources in the average diet. Those antioxidants are just quietly doing their thing, fighting off free radicals and keeping you in better shape.
Right? It's like a hidden health boost in your espresso machine. You're drinking something indulgent, but it's also working in your favor. Smart drinking, I'd say.
Exactly. And honestly, for me, the Cortado has become this kind of ritual. It's small, sure, but it gives me the chance to step back and just slow down, even if it's for a few sips. You know, moments like that can really add up when it comes to staying balanced and focused.
Yeah, it's kind of the perfect example of quality over quantity, isn't it? You don't need gallons of coffee to feel recharged. Just a little glass of balance that, sets you up for the work ahead. All right, so after all that talk about how the Cortado can boost your focus, mood, and even health, it's worth noting caffeine isn't all sunshine and smooth energy. We'd be kidding ourselves if we didn't also take a moment to think about the other side of it, right?
Definitely not. I mean, caffeine's great, but if you're not careful, it can mess with your sleep, your stress levels, even your overall health. One over-caffeinated afternoon and you're tossing and turning at 2 a.m., leaving you completely wrecked the next day. I've been there.
Oh, same here, mate. When I was running my first cafe, I didn't really think twice about drinking one too many long blacks late in the day. Next thing you know, you're wired till midnight and then crashing hard. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just the sleep thing either. There's the whole stress response to think about. Caffeine triggers cortisol and adrenaline, the fight or flight hormones, which is the last thing you need when you're already juggling a million things in your business.
It's wild how that sneaks up on you, isn't it? And that's why I always tell folks it's not about giving up coffee, it's about drinking smarter. Timing matters. Like, no caffeine after, say, 3 p.m. That's a rule I, learned the hard way, let's just say.
Totally. Timing and moderation. A Cortado is great because it's small by default, so you're not overloading on caffeine. And honestly, it helps to treat it like an intentional pause in your day, a moment to recharge without burning yourself out.
Exactly, Brian. Actually, this reminds me of a guy I used to mentor. Let's call him Jack. Jack was one of those all-go-no-quit types, always running on 5 Americanos a day. It was not working out for him. Surprise, surprise. I suggested switching to Cortados instead and, just pacing himself. He started using his coffee breaks as little resets instead of fuel dumps.
And how'd that go for him?
Game changer. He found he didn't need as much coffee, just those few focused bursts during his most productive hours. And because he was more intentional about it, he avoided, the crash and burn cycle. He's running a thriving business now, still swears by his Cortado routine.
That's such a great example. It's all about making coffee work for you, not letting it take over. Maybe that's the secret, treating it as a tool, not a crutch.
Exactly. And look, it's really about balance, isn't it? Cortados show us that. You can have something bold and impactful without it being over the top. Just a little glass of focus,
A little glass of focus. I like that. Honestly, it's a great metaphor for life too. Quality over quantity, balance over excess.
Well, on that note, I reckon we've covered the Cortado experience pretty well today. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be sure to savor your next coffee, and hey, maybe even make it a Cortado. Till next time.
Take care, everyone, and don't forget to find your balance. Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in, it's really sweet. Your ears too were quite the treat. Sipping knowledge in every beat. We hope you found it hard to retreat. Community bonds we hold so tight in the dark roast of morning light. Gathering stories brave and bold. Every listener pure gold. Thank you from the host. Coffee, the ultimate treat.